Today's guest is fearless, and she's here after her latest win, all the way from Mexico, Pink Tyson. How you doing?
First, I want to tell you thank you again. Will be nice we talk with you. Always is interesting conversation. I'm very good. Just I'm tired. I'm curious for her chin because do you know if I won every round and I think I give her so many punches and maybe all the 8 rounds she give me 4-5 was very tough opponent. But again, still I pain my chin. I'm curious how she pain really.
Before we talk about the fight, you were fighting on the 27th of February. So you got this opponent, but it wasn't supposed to be this opponent, was it? Your former opponent, they thought she was pregnant. Talk to me about that, because that's
okay. The contract and my preparation, my training camp was supposed to challenge Silvia Jimenez. She has 4-5 record and was very good test before my WBC title. When we go in the weight team, both girls we did our COVID test and we have did a pregnancy test before 2 days, 3 days before. But something with the blood, I don't know. For some reason, the papers come when we are in the waiting. You know, we did the step down, we check our kilos, and they tell you cannot challenge Silvia because Silvia is pregnant. The girl, she soaked, cry, of course, was cry, tears, happiness, tears, stress. Me, I cry because I tell, sorry, but do you know, I'm not bad person, I'm happy for her, but do you know, you will struggling to be in your kilos is the more difficult, I think, for any boxer that to be in your weight and you know it's crazy. And after come in my mind all the trainings I have did, all the diet I did, and I tell what I do, I don't fight. He come the promoter and he offered me one opponent in the same division to have record 0-7. I tell him, are you crazy? I don't challenge that opponent. Of course, I respect any boxer to do that sport, but I think I am in one level now to go for the biggest names, for the biggest talents, and cannot help me to challenge an opponent 0-7 just to take a win, possibly a knockout for the papers. I'm not a paper champ, understand? And I tell him no, I was very sad. And after the promoter offered us one other girl, 3 divisions up, welterweight, the number 20 in the rankings, Mexican, Southpaw Mexican. And the truth is, my manager, he believes me a lot, but he tells me, no, we don't need any risk before your big title. Better you don't fight, you relax 3-4 days. I tell no, I take that opponent. And because he's the number 20, we take the rankings. Because look now, in the BoxRec, my last fights is not in because the commission in Mexico and the COVID, they told us Thursday, Friday will be. My record is 13-2, but if you see BoxRec is 10-2, but this is something will be okay. And now with that win, because I win that girl to enter rankings, go very low in the rankings. And if go in my cow in October, possibly I'll be number 12, 11. I hope. We will see. For that reason, it was risk, but I prefer the more difficult opponent. Hopefully everything go good. I have confidence in myself. Generally, I like the bigger girls. I like that because me, for my division, I am tall, 5'7.5". For super middleweight, I think only Terry Harper and Mayer, me, we are of the tallers. Generally, it's more short, the girls. Usually it's 5'3", 5'4", you know. And generally, I like the bigger girls because they are more tall, more big, and they are fighters. Because the smaller girls, you know, move a lot, and me, it's not my... Okay, we take the win. It was not easy fight, but hopefully everything go good. And now I prepare myself for the WBC International with again Mexican in Mexico, because I tell you that because me always I'm the underdog, and I feel more proud for myself. Do you know when you go somewhere and the superstar is the girl to challenge and you win? And do you know, in my last fight, I have won all the round, but again, if I send you the video, I was sweat before I listen my name because you know we know all the boxing how it works. But hopefully everything go good. And by the way, I have to tell you my news. And I signed contract for 2 bare knuckle fights with BIB. Of course, I want to do my debut after my title.
First of all, I wanted to go back to, you find out that moment that your opponent is pregnant. And to be fair, that's something that we as women know could happen. But at this point, we kind of expect COVID to be the reason why.
Oh my God. Yes.
So, all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, she's pregnant. And everybody starts crying.
Do you know, the truth is, I didn't have the best attitude. I mean, I start crying, swear, and screaming. And if someone see me, they think I have something problem with the baby. But do you know, I have to eat 2 days or no water. The biggest challenge is we done the weight. And you realize, fuck off now. So, of course, after I give her congratulations, I hope the best. But do you know, I cannot tell you I was very calm and everything. I swear, the promoter, I swear, I swear all. Because I thought was me as professional, maybe it's a little bad that I tell, but it's a little unacceptable. You must careful when you have a fight. The COVID, it's not anything you do can happen to anyone, understand? And I hope it don't happen to anyone. But the pregnancy or some other things, you can careful. It's part of your job. And I mean, you must know some things. You must careful.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm actually, it is an amazing thing that she's pregnant. But this does raise the question of how did it get that far? How did it get to the day, 2 days before the fight, before it was announced?
Because they ask in women boxing professional is very, I don't know the English word, but you must do pregnancy test the last week. You cannot fight. Some promotions, they do pregnancy tests the one day before. In boxing, sometimes, like me, I have my doctor and I have a pregnancy test, but you can't give the pregnancy test until waiting. I mean, it's crazy. It's not exactly her mistake, this.
Actually,
we
then.
have 1 week. Yes, we can do tests the last 10 days before waiting. Just select to do the paper last minute.
I want to address that, and I by no means am blaming Sylvia for this, but I find it quite interesting that a female would have a pregnancy test just 10 days out of a competition, and maybe that needs to be addressed. Would you agree?
Yes, 100% I agree, of course. But I tell you that is one detail of many details. It's all the system at many things is wrong. For that reason, after I give you one other exam, the other boy was 15 pounds more. Where you fucking go? Understand? If I was his coach, I tell you can't. It's embarrassment. I have to eat, for example, 2 days or drink. The other boy the same. And the opponent come relax 15 pounds. It's okay. I take a little more money, but we fight. Because what happened? Me or the other boy or anyone, we are hungry to fight. I come in Mexico after many months, 3 months training. We have wasted a lot of time in training. And after the law cases, 6 months, there is because it's not legal. But again, it's bad. Okay, the point is all the system in boxing, sometimes they must have more specific rules.
Yeah.
Because if someone is more the kilos, of course, in the biggest, like Top Rank or Matchroom, I think they have some payments. But again, still go forward the fights. But do you know something? Now I won Saturday, but it was very dangerous that I did because I fight 3 divisions more, a bigger girl. It's completely different the 130, 135 with the 147 in the weight in, and next day be 155, 55. But I cannot change the boxing world. I know it's wrong, but in me, I'm a fighter. I'm not president yet. I'm not a manager yet. I'm not in a federation yet. Just I am a hungry fighter to try make true my dreams. I cannot accept to be a coach and my girl or my boy, they have a fight, they are 15. I must every day their kilos. Or if they pregnancy, understand? How you can do free sex when you have, you have a fight? And again,
Yeah.
if you don't have a fight, if you call yourself professional female athlete, you cannot do free sex for many things. But I cannot change the world to be more mature or be more professional.
I think that's a good point that you've made, though, there. I think it's a very good point about just making sure that you don't take risks, because it is part of someone's job. In the same way as, you're trying not to get COVID, you're taking those precautions. You're absolutely right. With regard to having unprotected sex, I'm presuming, we're making a presumption here, that, that's kind of the athlete's job as well.
Yes, but generally, I told you, boxing sport, unfortunately, I love a lot. I'm romantic with the sport, but unfortunately, has huge mistakes. The boxing sport is a business. It's a system business. What I mean, when they inform me for Choi fight, for what we have talked 7 days before, this is again dangerous for the sport. Just they look their girl to take the win. Maybe don't take the win, maybe take the win, because I am very good fighter, but she has to do better preparation when they inform me. Understand what I mean? Just they want to put Kallia or any Kallia 11 days before to take the win or cow the girl or their boy last minute. And this is dangerous for the sport, but they don't care. Just they care, they fix the records, understand? Me, I don't care for nice records. I try to do anything I can do as a fighter, and I want a little girls or little boys to inspire for me as a person and as a fighter. And never I accept for any millions in this world, and I prefer to don't do it to put myself in a dangerous or anything, understand? Because I know now with a replacement opponent, as I tell you, what happened suddenly. But again, if you ask me, it was mistake to take the fight with a bigger opponent. Yes, I won. Yes, everything. But if I don't want, for that reason they play with us, the promoters, because they don't see the logical. Just they play. I want to fight. I have to train. Was good promoter or anyone? He tell no. The replacement was not the weight. I will pay you for all that training camp you did, the time you waste. But why they pay me? Understand? They want the show. He come, the promoter tell me it's the TV. They come for you. They are the main event, and he doesn't try a lot because the same time, and my soul was in fire. I wanted to fight.
Do you think that that's the problem? That not only do they know that you're desperate to fight, the fact that they're now trying to put on top of you that you're the main event, you can't let us down, that kind of thing is going on.
Of course. And I did one mistake. I have one lost in England with a UK opponent. Lost. I don't think it was lost, but I tell you what, it's there. Lost. Before the fight, 2 hours, I faint. In the reception of hotel, has many people there. My blood pressure was very low. They told me to don't fight. They suggest me, the doctor, don't fight. Me, come the promoter, yes, again, look, you are the main event, blah, blah, blah. Me of the other side, I'm the warrior, I'm the Greek, I'm the Spartan, you know. But in this level, it's not about who has the biggest brave heart. It's too many other things, understand? It's many things. And I lost. Hopefully, I didn't get a knockout. But this fight gave me a big lesson. No, Kallia, you are professional. You take money for that. If you have paid your rent or you eat, it's for boxing. For that reason, I must be more careful. And unfortunately, I didn't be with the system. I don't accept the system in boxing. But unfortunately, you must dance how they give you instructions to dance. I mean, I changed a little bit. If one athlete, he tell all the time, yes, yes, yes. And me, I was like this. You want to fight here? Yes. That kilos? Yes, it's okay. But you are smaller? Yes, it's okay. But that money? Yes, it's okay. There? Yes, it's okay. Because we are not all the biggest names, you know, Tyson Fury or Katie Taylor, the other. We have a good promoter and sponsors. For that reason, I tell yes, 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 because I want to do that.
I think that that's kind of the point in some respects, that it's a difficult time, especially with COVID. So to get a fight, there's almost like this undercurrent of, or it feels like there's this undercurrent of, you should feel lucky to even be getting a chance.
Yes, for that reason, I tell you, I didn't listen to my manager and I didn't know I fight because, you know, in WBC so inactive. Now I be bumped down in the rankings, but again, race. But if I tell I don't want to fight, they don't pay me anyone because it was not a super wow TV promotion. No pay me for the diet or the training camp or to come here in Mexico.
The one thing that I wanted to talk to you about, I understand that your opponent came in heavier than that was agreed, you know, at 135. You agreed at 135. Am I correct in thinking that?
And was, yes, it's come 146. 14600.
Yeah. I mean, do you think that had something to do with her being pregnant as well? Or do you think it was a combination of unprofessionalism on the weight losing side? Yeah. You're out in Mexico and you will be fighting again on the 20th of March for the WBC International Super Featherweight title. How brilliant, how brilliant.
And I will win because I'm very hard worker and I go after to challenge some WBC paper champs because you know very well before months they ignore me, who I am, because they don't know my backstory. I come after my surgery, my knee and many other things. But if I win after the international, after go straight for the world title and the silver, you know, you go in now. If you start the WBC, you know, people open eyes, they come better opportunities, and they want or don't want the elite boxers, they must challenge you. For that reason, when some coaches or athletes, they think I was very easy for them, okay, we see, because talk is very cheap, understand?
I said, what's amazing is you've managed to get 2 fights back to back. I mean, obviously the one on the 27th of February was a warm-up. Even though it was a tough fight, it was a warm-up fight. And then you're going straight into a title fight, you know, a month or so later. I mean, that is brilliant.
Thank you very much. Do you know, I train very hard. I want to be busy. I feel blessed because other girls or other boys, they are struggling to fight fights with the COVID. For that reason, thanks very much the God for this opportunity. Of course, my manager. I feel blessed and I hope very soon finish all that all the athletes, they come back in the fights and to do what they want to do. Of course, I like to achieve my dreams, but never be selfish. I like all the world has health, and I know how sad it is for the athletes like me they used to be all day in the gym or the fights, and now they are home. It's very bad.
Yeah.
Very bad for mental health.
It's been a very, very difficult year. So it's great that you acknowledge that, you know, you're going to have two fights back to back, and that's, you know, that's a blessing. So do you know who your opponent is?
Yes, is Diana Gonzalez from Mexico again. Both girls we commit for the WBC because we have good records. Because you know in WBC cannot fight anyone he wants. You must commit it for from WBC. And me and my opponent we have committed. We have very good records. Both we are very tough fighters. Okay.
So before I go, I've got to mention that you've changed your hair. You've dyed your hair.
Oh yes, yes, yes.
What prompted that? A bit of a change, a bit of a kind of, you know, fresh start?
No, it's, you know, because I'm very busy with the fights. I want to be very focused on the fight. Of course, I like to keep my femininity, but it's more easy with 2-3 trainings per day to do just short hair, wash your hair. I have very long hair and it was more complicated for me every day to look after this.
Yeah.
And of course, I like to change my style. As I know, as you are, we are actors. We like to challenge and change our styles.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
Looks
it.
good. Looks good. I
Yes,
like it.
thank you very much.
So listen,
Thank you.
I think it's amazing that you are chasing your dreams. You're willing to go anywhere to chase your dreams, which is brilliant. I know the other thing that I wanted to say to you. The last time we
I
spoke.
want to tell you something more interesting. Sorry.
Go on.
And half. Sorry, I try to don't cry because really you will understand our sport. 2 weeks and a half. The coach, I did trainings the last 4 months in the Las Vegas. Is very big name, very legend. I did sparring with one man. That man has 120 fights, was bigger, was good sparring, by my opinion. For the opinion of the coach, I was terrible. He compared me with one boy, 120 fights, and you know, the body is different. Okay, the point is, after this sparring, 2 weeks before my fight, he told me he doesn't come with me because he doesn't think I am ready, and he doesn't want to embarrass him, that one name he has, because he's not loser, he's a winner, and he doesn't want to embarrass him because he thought I wasn't ready or maybe so good enough for the Sylvia. He talked to my manager. He must cancel me the fight. Hopefully my manager, he trusts me, and he said, no, I don't cancel the fight. What we do? I tell him we cannot find coach now 2 weeks because he will complicate it more my style, you know. I go alone, just find me someone to be in my corner. And tell me, are you crazy? I don't know. 2 weeks and a half, I did alone trainings, punch bags, auto boxing. I go everywhere in other gym for sparring. Sometimes he sit my manager in the corner. Of course, he doesn't know instructions, coaches. Or I find some boys to sit just to give me the water. I won the fight, of course. After that, coach called my manager to tell how proud he is, blah, 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 because I was terrible, and blah, 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 blah. I want to tell you that. Like that coach, the bad coach, because as I told him after the fight, I don't give a fuck how big legend he is, how he has 28 world champions. You don't know shit about female boxing because the female boxing is completely different. You comparing me after one sparring with one man. And I told him before I leave, I go there alone and I prove you wrong. He doesn't believe I prove you wrong. I give you that big story. I go alone for this fight. Just sit someone from San Diego because before me fight his son. I didn't know that coach. Okay, the point is, never allowed anyone never to tell you if you are good or terrible or anyone. Hopefully, as a woman, and I talk to all the women, I like to be woman, and I like to be strong woman. I like to be emotional woman, and if that make me terribly boxer because I cry a little more like the boys or the other athletes, it's okay. And I'm very proud more for this fight, as I tell you, because I come coachless the last weeks. I proved him wrong. Now I feel embarrassed me to talk to that. Fail or not, the least we do it together. One coach do that to his athlete. Only one bad coach quit his athlete 2 weeks before is bad for the sport.
Defense. Can I come back as a defense? A slight defense. So as a coach, so firstly, maybe this.
No, anything you tell it's bad. I tell you why it's bad. Because my opponents do training camp. If I wasn't ready, if I was terrible as a tell, what I tell to promoter, look, I'm not ready. I did a terrible sparring. I must pull out the fight. And the girl to do 3 months diet or training. Okay, if happened an injury, I understand. But what make you fighter? What make you fighter to go inside the ring and give everything? If you win or lost, that not make you fighter. That make you good boxer or bad boxer, yes. But a fighter, I'm a fighter. I cannot pull out. I feel embarrassment for myself if I pull out the fight because my coach thought I was not ready. And if was good coach, make me ready. You have 2 weeks. If I was something less, I shut up. If by him I wasn't ready, 60%. To quit me 2 weeks, he make me not ready 80%. But if keep going with me the 2 weeks, maybe the 6% do less 40. Understand what I mean? To quit
I do understand what you're saying, but I'm just trying to see it from another point of view. So I'm not saying that your take on things is wrong. I'm just saying from a coach's point of view, and I am a coach, the job of a coach is to weigh up whether their athlete is ready or not. And sometimes you have to take that out of your athlete's hands because, of course, a boxer is going to say, I'm ready. Of course, a boxer never wants to be pulled out. Never.
But he doesn't give you reasons. Was not a reason sparring with one man, 120. First, this. Second, the sparring is different story than the fight. I know the gym fighters. Do you know what is the gym fighters?
I absolutely know.
I know many girls and boys, they look brilliant in the pants, in the videos, and when they go in the fight, they are a piece of shit. And I know some other people, because they try every day to improve their skills, or because they're hungry, they feel weak, because they don't eat very well, and they're not the best performance in the last week's sparrings, and they are amazing. Understand? It's completely different story, the sparring.
I totally agree with you. I'm just trying to see a balanced view of why would somebody, if you think about it, because effectively they're going to get paid, why would someone just want to pull you out for the sake of wanting to pull you out? I'm assuming there must have been, rightly or wrongly, he thought you couldn't do it at that point. I don't think at that point.
No,
and you have decided.
He doesn't get paid for this fight because that fight was warm up, and he doesn't get paid.
Okay.
Of course, he doesn't give a pain, but he didn't have a payment. Yes, if it was a payment, believe me, he will come in the fight, and by miracle, Kallia will be ready. That I want to explain you. Everything is about money. Coaches. I know coaches, we know many coaches, they have a little girls without being champions, world champions like now, and they support them. And still now they are there. Because they are romantic with the sports.
I understand what you're saying. And I guess what maybe I'm thinking from my own experience, that if I turned around and said to a fighter, you're not fighting, I would expect you not to fight. I'm going to be totally honest with you. But that comes from a place that comes from a maternal place. That comes from a maternal place.
No, but how I be one day mother If I will tell to my children to quit something and not give everything, that it's not my mentality. And one good coach can tell you, look, Kallia, we are not very ready, but we do more hard trainings that 2 weeks we have, and we go there and give everything. One good coach tell that. No one good coach tell I quit you, cut your neck. Understand what I mean? Because I don't want to embarrass me. And after, because now I win, but better opponent, he tell he's proud. Fuck off. When I was need you, you quit me to don't embarrassment, and now win.
Yeah.
Tell me, okay, sorry, I did wrong. We go for WBC. I tell no, I go alone for WBC with other coach, not with you. Understand what I mean?
Yeah, no, I hear you. Listen, if you weren't, I completely agree. If you weren't ready, you weren't ready. So then you can't take, effectively, you can't take the kudos, can you, for somebody
but
that...
I'm not stupid to go there without ready, because look, Kourouni, my name will be on Boxrec. Kourouni, they go the hand or no hand. Kourouni, not the coach. The coach is one piece. I don't want to embarrass myself first, coach, understand? And we don't need bad coaches, bad promoters, bad athletes in the sport. Like bad athlete with Sylvia not being her kilos, or with a pregnancy test. We don't need that athletes. We don't need coaches like him. We don't need promoters like someone else. They give you 11 days notice. Understand? It's a big system.
One thing I will say, Kallia, is the fact that you have got the biggest heart. You have got the biggest heart. And for that, I do commend you.
Yes, you must. Because as I tell you, I challenge better technicals, more quickly, more powerful, more. But the heart, you cannot train in the gym. You born with us, understand? The women, we are strong. All the people, they are strong. And that not means you have big, muscles to be strong. It's something more here. You cannot train that. And I'm not be proud for myself if I pull out a fight 2 weeks before, because who give a fuck I do a bad sparring? No, the bad sparring must make me or my coach, we work next day our mistakes. If I was a coach, I tell to my girl, look, Kallia, you was bad yesterday. You do that. Let's work that. Who could coach quit his girl to go to fight alone 2 weeks? No one. For that reason, we must clear the sport. Understand? Me, I'm romantic with the sport. Maybe I'm not be a disputed. Maybe I don't have the money of Husky Titelo, but I don't care. The least when I stop and I retire, some people they tell, look, was good girl. She do that good. Understand?
You most definitely book in the system, I'll have to say, which, you know what, fair play to you. But you have got the fight on the 20th of March. I want to wish you all the best, and obviously come back.
I will win. Not because I don't respect my opponent. She's very tough. But I don't think she worked more hard than me. I don't think she has challenged more sacrifice than me. But again, if it's better, it's okay. I know I be there. I try to give everything.